In this review, Harley suits up with the squad as we have a look at the new Diamond Select Gallery Harley Quinn Suicide Squad Edition statue. Before her descent into madness, Dr. Harleen Quinzel was a promising psychiatrist assigned to Arkham Asylum, a home for the criminally insane in Gotham City. But after meeting the Joker, the young doctor became obsessed with the crazed criminal's warped mind. Sensing opportunity, the Joker manipulated her, driving his therapist so mad that he was able to control her. Harleen fell in love with the villain, broke him out of Arkham, and devoted her life to making him happy and spreading his bloody brand of mayhem. Athletic, agile, and dangerously unpredictable in a fight, Harley Quinn is a formidable opponent in her own right. Often incarcerated, she has frequently been drafted into Suicide Squad, a team of supervillains employed as superheroes under the Before we get a closer look at Harley Quinn, we're going to go ahead and take her measurements. Starting from the bottom, working our way right to the top of her head, and stopping the tape measure right there. The statue stands, or rather she sits, but standing, the statue is 7.6 inches in height, which works out to be centimeters, just short of 20 centimeters in height, 19.3 to be exact. Like with most of the gallery's statues, no assembly is required. You don't have to really put anything together when you get this immediately out of box. A instant collectible display piece. I do like that the gallery statues 9 times out of 10 don't have, again, anything that's really assembled to them. Sometimes at the very least you may have to install just a weapon, but in the case of her weapon, her mallet here, it's affixed to the side of this wooden crate, so immediately, again, you can take this out of the packaging and plunk her right on top of whatever display shelf you want to put her in. If I could describe this scene of what we're currently seeing here, we've got Harley Quinn posing on top of an open crate, which probably would have been like this, and she would have tipped it up. And inside are sticks of dynamite, which are actually surprisingly blue, which normally you would expect, or I would think of dynamite as being red. Here we have blue. Now, this is not necessarily off-putting because she does have a little bit of blue up the top there in her pigtails. In fact, she does get a little bit of blue and pink alternating there on her face sculpt, which actually is really nice. I get sort of the vibe when I'm looking at this that I'm looking at like a 40s pinup, which is what I'm really all about. I really like the bombshells, DC bombshells, for example. And I get very much the same thing when I'm looking at Harley Quinn right here. The face is quite pretty. No matter what side and what angle you place it, it seems to be a really pretty attractive look for Harley Quinn. You can see the way that they've sculpted her. She's got her arms here behind her back, almost as if she's just sort of resting against something. I would almost not be surprised to find there would be like an invisible wall right here where she's sort of leaning against that. It is a really nice playful pose. Again, the face is quite pretty on her. Some nice airbrushing that they've done on the blue and on the alternating pink. If no strangers to Harley Quinn, you know that a lot of the colors here will be alternating back and forth. Here we've got the blue on the one side and an alternating blue eyeshadow here on the other. It is a really pretty face sculpt, though, I have to admit. The pigmentation, if you will, of the flesh tone is white, but they have airbrushed areas like on the armpit area and at the back here. They've airbrushed it with some additional blue just to give it some extra depth. This certainly would be one of those cases where you really couldn't have just given her white, because you need a little bit extra depth. So things around her arms, for example, get a little bit of that extra blue. Areas, again, around the armpit area get that as well. And she even gets a little bit of that under the neck area here. They've given her a choker as well as a very nice looking necklace, which, as you can see, is a separate chain. The choker is sculpted in, but I do like that the chain is a separate component altogether. Now, of course, we run through the tried and true go-to for Harley Quinn, the alternating red and black colors, which show quite nicely here up in the sort of halter top, bustier top that she's wearing here. Alternating colors of the black on the one side, red on the other side here, and then things such as the stars get halved with the alternating colors respected and represented. We spin the statue around, and again, you get some extra red and black color happening right here. The red area is not so much the black. The black seems kept to pretty much its own primary coloring. It doesn't look like there's got any extra coloring here. But like the red, for example, as you can see, it looks like they've not dirtied it necessarily, but added like an extra bit of kind of black paint added to that, just to kind of bring out some of those little wrinkled areas. I love the brass, almost sort of brass paint that they've added here on the front snaps. And also some of that carries over into the belt, where she's got some extra gold happening here as well. Some nice sculpting happening here also in the grate in which she is sitting atop of. They also have looked like they've added a little bit of that same similar sort of black here to fill in some of those little knots and little markings that you'd normally find on real wood. It does look quite effective here. Then we have a look at the dynamite, which again is blue, and I think it works well that it's blue because everything else on her, excluding really the blue up at the top here, everything is, so much of this is red that I'm happy that they used blue here as a nice contrasting color. Spin it around, and we've got the attached mallet to the side. No, it cannot be removed. And again, much like the crate here, it's got some nice grain that's been added to the sides. It doesn't really have any traditional Harley Quinn markings on the side, no funny sayings or anything like that. They've kept it pretty basic, pretty simple, and relying solely on the grain of the faux wood, if you will. And then the handle jets up to the side here. One of my favorite elements about this Harley Quinn statue is her shoes. She's got these fun-looking sneakers with these pom-poms up at the top. The blacks also, the black sneakers also have that as well. And you can see that they've alternated the colors of the laces. Surprisingly enough, these laces here are more gray than they should be black. I feel as almost if black would have been a better route to go, while these black sneakers, as you can see here, get the red lace treatment. Get a little bit of the darker black paint that's been added to the end of the soles, just to kind of give it that look that the sneakers are old. Even though if you flip on the underside here, if you look at the underside of the soles, not only are you getting a nice little decoration here, there's no real wear to it. I mean, not to necessarily nitpick the fact that there is no wear to the sole, but I think just a little bit of extra scuff, I think, could have certainly gone a long way here. Now, I'm not sure if I'm seeing things, but I'm looking at the back of the package here. It does look like the face sculpt is slightly different. It could very well just be a case of the way that the lighting has hit it. Maybe the head is angled a certain way, but it does seem like her face is a little fuller here than what we ultimately get here in the final release. I don't know, again, if they may have changed something to the head sculpt, but it definitely does seem like this head sculpt, she's a little bit more narrower, at least on the areas of the sides of the cheeks, whereas here, it does look like her face is a little bit more round. Harley Quinn here was designed by Sean Knapp and sculpted by Jean St. Jean, a fun, playful piece from the folks over at Diamond Select. You know, I'm looking at the image that they used on the back of the box, and I can't help but feel like it doesn't do the true justice as if you physically had this in hand. Hopefully, with reviews like this, it's aided those that were on the fence about wanting to pick this one up for themselves, and I'm hoping it's swayed you closer to wanting to pick it up than wanting to pass. It's a fun way to display Harley, and it sort of gives me that 1940s pinup model look. The way that she's very playfully sitting on top of the crate, which I might also add has dynamite. We have to stress for the fact that there's dynamite hanging out there. I like the head sculpt. I like the paint. It's nice and clean. And of course, in traditional Harley Quinn colors, really is a nice looking statue. If you are a fan of Harley Quinn, you might want to add this one to your collection. By the way, if you guys are interested in picking this one up for yourself, you'll be happy to know that the Diamond Select Gallery Harley Quinn Suicide Squad Edition statue is now available in comic book stores. Now you can sleep easy. Today, once again, we were having a look at the Gallery Harley Quinn Suicide Squad Edition statue from the folks over at Diamond Select Toys. Speaking of Diamond Select, did you know that Diamond Select has a YouTube channel? It's your best way to find out all the upcoming releases before they hit store shelves. Make sure as well you hit the little subscribe button that's below this video, as if you haven't had a chance already, it'll guarantee that when new videos are coming to this channel, you'll never miss out. I know, there's always the bell notification. You can hit the bell notification to guarantee you, or somewhat guarantee you, that when new videos are coming onto this channel, you'll never miss a beat. But the best 100% guarantee is, why not, after this video, swing on over to the homepage and check out the videos section there. That will guarantee that anything that you may have missed, you'll be able to find right there. More videos, guys, will be coming your way. We're going to have a look at some more Diamond Select stuff leading into the holiday season. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.